Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and the place to be, it's Debsy. Bloop, bloop, that's me. Boop, Debsy. Hey guys, and happy Tuesday. I hope everybody is having a great week. Wait a minute, I looked up there and I really thought that was a spider, and I almost lost my shit up there. I thought it was a spider. It's not. Anyways, I hope everybody had a great day and is having a great week. I am downstairs in my underground lair, and I had just taken my shower. I got everything showered, so I'm fresh as the pure driven snow. Oh my Lord. So anyways, it's Tuesday. Last night I watched The Bachelor, but before that, I want to give a shout out. Listen, I want to give a shout out to one of my coworkers who may or may not be watching. Liz works for the same company that I work for. However, we have just become, we've just started working on the same team together. So Liz, if you're watching, hello, and thank you for subscribing, my friend, and welcome to my channel. That would be the first time that you would hear my my theme song, my intro, my theme song. So welcome, Liz. In the comments, everybody say welcome, Liz, and hello, because we love to be welcoming, and we love to be opening here in this community. I don't know what the community is called, but it's the Debsy community. So last night I watched The Bachelor. It was hometowns. I'm going to talk a little bit about it, and I'm going to give my opinion, because Lord knows, I got lots of opinions on this. Okay, so Joey was visiting 4 hometowns this week. We started off with New Orleans with Kelsey A. So they met up. Kelsey is getting in her feels. Kelsey has a couple different feels. Number one, and most importantly and predominantly, she is really missing her mother. And it's really getting her a little sad, just because her mom isn't going to be there to meet Joey, and is not going to be there if she does make it to the end and she's the last lady, and he gets down on bended knee and he proposes. She's not going to be there for that. So I can understand that she is in her feelings about it, but she sees they see butterflies everywhere, and if you know from earlier in the season, she feels like anytime she sees a butterfly, then that means her mom is nearby, and I think that's sweet. But the other feeling that she is getting into is that she's getting a little scared and a little nervous, because sure, he has a relationship and a blooming relationship with her and a connection with her, but who's to say that he doesn't have the same strong connection with one or all 3 of the other ladies? So she's getting nervous, and she's kind of holding back a little bit because of that. He also says that he's a little scared because he, as we know, he had his heart broken last year when he put his love out there for charity. She didn't reciprocate it. So he has that fear that he's been carrying ever since then and all through the season. So they go to meet oh, and wait, before they meet his parents, he tells her that he just wants her to just give in, despite this fear that you have, just give in to this. So they go to meet the parents. They meet the brother, the sister, and the brother, sister, and her father. And listen, on Twitter, a lot of people, well, everybody's calling it, I know it's called X, I still call it Twitter. A lot of people on Twitter are saying that they wouldn't mind seeing Kelsey A's father as the next Golden Bachelor. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I liked him. I thought he was a very kind, genuine man, a very caring man. So I wouldn't be upset with that. So they meet. It seems like they're getting along well. The sisters talk, and her sister asks, are there any complications that I need to know about? She once again just says that she's scared about what his connections are like with the other ladies. And she basically says, listen, he he might have those connections, but you can't let that hold you back from giving into this, from just putting yourself into all of this. Meanwhile, Joey's talking to the father. He says the father had asked Joey, how do you know that you have found the right one? Because you have 4 ladies. How do you know when you found the right one? And this is something that he says quite often during this episode. And he says that he is very intentional with his words. He hasn't said the L word to anyone yet, because when he says it, he means it. And he wants those words to have intention. He says that to quite a few of the other fathers. I like that. I like that he's not just throwing it out there and saying, I love you to everybody. But he does say that he has very strong feelings for Kelsey. And the father walks away feeling like he is a little more at ease now that he sees the connection between the two of them. And he sees what kind of guy Joey is. But he still doesn't want his daughter being hurt and being heartbroken. I mean, no father does. But it's just, this situation is so different, and she could very well not be the last one, the getting the last rose. So he's put a little bit more ease though by meeting Joey. And Kelsey, so they leave, and she's talking with Joey, and while they're talking, to me, it seems like she sees a lot of her father in Joey. And when I say that, I mean like how her father took care of her mother while she was undergoing cancer treatments, and then jumped in and just took care of the family when the love of his life had passed away. I think she sees that Joey would have that same kind of nurturing, loving, compassionate side that her father has. So she says off camera that she feels like she's falling in love with him, but she doesn't tell him then and there. But he leaves the day feeling like they're stronger now than they were going into it. She's definitely getting a rose. I'm going to tell you that right now. As a matter of fact, I feel like Kelsey might be the winner. That's what I feel like. I feel like out of the 4 of them, I feel like they have the strongest connection. I'm going to get into it later. Listen, I know. I love Daisy. I'm going to get into it later though. So next up was Rachel, and she lives her hometown was Rancho Cucamonga, because there must be some toros in the atmosphere. I said, brr, it's cold in here. There must be some toros in the atmosphere. Oh. Now, come on. Please tell me you know what that's from. Please tell me I didn't just do half of that cheer and y'all don't know what that's from. Put it in the comments if you know what awesome movie that it's from. Some toros in the atmosphere. So, Rachel and Joey meet. Now, her family is Filipino. Her family is not so sure about this process that she's going through. Out of all of the other families, her family seems like they might be the ones that are going to be the toughest to convince. So they meet, and she kind of goes through a little bit of a cheat sheet, a little bit of a prep with him on exactly what you need to do. Like, don't call my father by his first name. Always call him Mr. So-and-so, Mr. and then the last name, until he tells you you can call him something else. Or when you meet my mother, don't hug her, but I forget what they called it, but take her hand, like she'll give the hand, and then go like that. Like this is, like, I'm Joey and this is her hand, and she'll take the hand and she'll go like that. And that shows respect. So it's a big Filipino family. Listen, I love, out of all of the hometowns, I think this was maybe my favorite, because you got to peek inside the Filipino traditions and their culture. And I just loved seeing all the love. It's apparent that this family is big on family and just has a love for life. And so he walks in, he does the thing with the hand, and the mother loves it and immediately is like blown away. So Rachel and her dad talk, and she says that she has strong feelings for Joey. She really likes him. Her father has never seen the show, so he doesn't know what it's about. She is like, once again, she's another person who is worried about his connection with these other women. I'm afraid of getting my heart broken. And he basically just tells her, if it happens and you're not picked, you're not the one, then just remain at an even keel and know that we're always here for you. And it was very just calm advice that, listen, no matter what happens, we're always going to be here for you. Joey, meanwhile, is talking with her mom. He does say that he cares for her, and he doesn't take it for granted at all. And he's very intentional with his words. Her mom basically says that, like, she's just very worried about her daughter's heart, because there are 3 other ladies that he's seeing. She comes out of it saying that she likes Joey. She likes him a lot, but the jury's really still out for her, though, because of the fact that he is dating these 3 other women. She's gonna be the toughest out of all these families to crack, is gonna be her mom. And Rachel's just worried about her parents not giving the approval. So Rachel talks with her mom, and through the whole thing, her mom says, give in to this, but guard your heart. Just protect your heart and guard your heart. And Joey talks with the dad, and he says, listen, I would like to earn your trust. And Joey says off camera that in order for him to be able to move forward with Rachel, he needs to see her parents coming around him. And he does ask the father, if I were to get down on one knee at the end of this, and I were to propose, and I were to come to you beforehand and ask you if I could have her hand in marriage, would that be something that you would be okay with? And he was kind of 50-50. He didn't come out and say yes. He didn't come out and said no. It was kind of a maybe, let's see. So that, in my mind, was like, she might be on the chopping block. So they leave. They're sitting outside, and she tells him that she is falling in love with him. It was so sweet. I thought when they showed in the edited version, like last week, and she's crying, I was like, oh shit, that's it. Is she gone? She's gone. She gone. But we'll get to that later. Okay. Next up was Daisy. They went to Becker, Minnesota. And this was something straight out of Hallmark. Absolutely. These interns, I don't know if it had to have been interns from ABC that went out and decorated this to Hallmark heaven hilt, like everything. They had because she grew up on a Christmas tree farm. And my body's a Christmas tree farm where the people are warm and dance under sparkling lights. That's not how it goes. Sorry, Taylor. I'm sorry. I screwed that up. I screwed that up pretty bad. So, please. So, they went to the Christmas tree farm. They sat in the truck. They drove through. There was like hot cocoa. There was Santa. There were cookies. There was horses. Were those alpacas or llamas? One of the two. I really hope it was alpacas. I like llamas, but no, alpacas are so cool. Okay, so going into the date with Daisy. Daisy's big thing was, my family needs to be on board. If my family is not on board, what am I doing? My family has to be on board. They have to approve. They have to approve. They have to approve. They absolutely have to approve. Listen, I get it. Your family is close, is very close, and family is the most important thing to you. I get it. I agree. But you're saying to me that if you absolutely love this man and you can't see your life without him, you mean to tell me if your mother or father is like, I don't like him, that you're just going to abandon all hopes with him? I don't know. This might be the week where I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say that I don't like Dottie, that I don't like Daisy anymore. I do. I love Daisy. However, this might be the week where the tides turn and she's not my favorite going into the next week. I'm just saying. And her friends came over. She was talking. She seemed very happy. To the point where it was kind of like, I don't know, a little awkward. I don't know, but she seemed very happy. And Joey is just so enamored and so in love. He's just staring at her. It was a nice thing. It was very nice to see. After I just went on that tangent, but it was very nice to see. So they go over to her house. They meet the family. I'm going to tell you this much. Here's my notes. Do you see? I wrote all kind of stuff there. This is where I was supposed to put stuff about Daisy. I didn't, because I kind of got over it. So she was basically talking to her family, and the main thing that she kept saying is that she's scared. She's scared about him not being there, and she's scared about her family not liking him, and she's nervous about his connection with others, and she's just holding herself back. Her fear of what could happen is holding her back from like giving in completely. And everybody in her family that she talks to is like, listen, don't let that fear hold you back. You got to give into this, and you have to give into this. So at the end, she does talk. I believe she talks to him, and she says that she is falling. She doesn't say the L word, but she says that she's falling. Listen, he's definitely giving Daisy a rose. Okay. Next up was they saved this last one. They saved Maria's till the end because we were all thinking we were going to get some fireworks and some sass from Maria's dad. That's what I was thinking. Anyways, so they rode the maid in the blah. What did I say? So they rode the maid in the mist, and his question off camera was, is the spark that we have between us enough to overtake the issues that we had last week? And he said, hey, listen, last week was tough. This was tough for me. She says, okay, let's talk about it. She said she acted the way that she did because of his connection with others. And basically to me, it sounds like maybe she's not, if she senses that she is not going to be the winner of something, or she's not going to have somebody all to herself, then she's just going to like run, or she's going to push him away, or she's going to do something to push them away. But she says, listen, I'm not going to leave you, and I'm here for you. And that's his fear. His fear is that she's going to like flake out again and she's just going to leave him. But she says she wouldn't. Now listen, he says off camera that he's still not 100% on her. And then he hears that she's never brought anybody home. She's never brought a man home to meet her family. And she's like, he says, well, that means she hasn't really opened herself up. So is she opening herself up now? So they go to the family, they go to meet the family, but before they go to meet the family is talking. There's two things that I heard from here that made me think, that kind of made my ears perk up a little bit. So number one, from them talking, it seems like the dad is a real ball buster. Like, we're going to get some sass here from him. And number two, I don't know if anybody else picked up, but they said Maria's been the heartbreaker. So, once again, does that mean that she could potentially break his heart? Could she be the one to leave him? So Maria and Joey meet the family, very welcoming. Maria talks with her sister, and Maria says that she feels love for him, but once again, just like everybody else, she is scared just because of the others. And there's this connection that he has, is the connection that he has with the others just as strong or stronger? She doesn't know. And her sister says that, listen, you push others away when you feel like you might not be the one that they want. You push people away. And she says you have to not do that. I mean, if you love him, you have to give into this fully and not care about where the others are, because if you don't give in to this, then you could be missing out on the love of your life. The dad is talking to Joey, and basically he comes out and he says to him, listen, I know that you tell her that you're falling for her, but also you might very well have said this to the other women. So what you're saying to my daughter doesn't mean shit. So Joey had said to him also that, listen, I have not said that I'm falling for anyone, to anyone, just because I want my words to be intentional. And I feel very strongly about Maria. And he asked the same question that he asked Rachel's dad. If I were to ask for her hand in marriage, would you give it to me? And he said he would, because he sees like how happy Maria is, and he sees that Joey is a good guy, so he would. Maria is talking to her dad, and her dad says he thinks Joey is a great guy, a good guy, and tells her that she should really just let her guard down. And so they go outside and they're talking and they're watching like home movies, and the family is watching, and it's kind of creepy, but it's really cute. And she says beforehand that she's going to tell him that she loves him. But instead she says, I appreciate you being here. That is not the same thing. That is not the same thing. That is not the same thing. I appreciate you being here. And he's like, the fuck? Huh? So she leaves, and she's like, oh, I think I shit the bed on this one. I really think I shit the bed up on this one. I did. You did. So rose ceremony. Rose ceremony is at an airplane hangar. I'm like, why an airplane hangar? Does the one who doesn't get it like just have to go on a plane? I mean, that would be cool. Like, let's treat you to a plane ride home. No, I don't know why it's in a plane, an airplane hangar. But okay, so here's the rose ceremony. Now listen. I picked in no particular order. The two that I picked was Daisy and Kelsey. Okay, so they all show up. Maria's the last to show up, and then here's Joey. And then Maria. I'm sorry, Joey, can I pull you aside? Can I talk to you for a minute? Can I talk to you for a minute? No. Listen, you had just as much time as the other ladies had. Y'all had the same amount of time. If you didn't tell him how you felt and you said, I appreciate you, then fuck no. You don't get, if I'm, listen, I'm with Rachel. Rachel's like, who the shit is this? Who is she thinking she is? So she goes over, she says, listen, I just wanted to tell you, I would feel terrible if I didn't get to tell you how I felt. I'm falling for you. Now listen, his reaction was not what I was expecting. It was not giving, oh my gosh, that is what I wanted to hear. I'm going to change my mind. Thank you, sweet baby Jesus, for letting Maria say that. His face wasn't giving that. To me, his face was giving the opposite. So he fixes himself up. And then don't she go back and Rachel was like, what was that about? She's like, I'll tell you later. Once again, he should have said, when she said, can I talk to you for a minute? He should have said, no. You had just the same amount of time as these other three ladies. No. My mind's made up. That's it. Closed for business. So here we go. Rose ceremony. Number 1, Daisy. Number 2, Kelsey. Okay. Don't anybody come for me that is a big Maria fan. But I had my fingers crossed for Rachel. I'm going to tell you this. Do I think that Rachel and him have like the chemistry? No. That there is something there, not a lot. But do they have the chemistry? Does he have the chemistry that he has with the other two? No. But here's the thing. Maria had pissed me off so bad with this whole, can I talk to you for a minute? Thinking she was going to get in there and just make up for this bullshit. That's why I wanted Rachel. So when he said Rachel, yeah, was I yelling, clapping? Sure was. So Rachel is gone. So Rachel is gone. So Maria is gone. And then he walked her out. She had no emotions whatsoever. And then she sure shit does when she gets in the getaway car. Don't she sure enough say, I don't understand what happened. What do you mean you don't understand? How do you not understand? Oh, listen, I'm going to tell you, I have not been in a ton of relationships. I have never been engaged. I have never been married. I know. I'm making my life seem so exciting, right? I've never been married. I've never been engaged. But even I fucking know and can understand what happened. You shit the bed. You said, instead of saying, I'm falling for you, or I'm falling in love with you, or I'm in love with you, or I have, you make my loins tingle. Any of those would have worked. You threw out, I appreciate you. And that was it. He has 3 other women that have either said they're falling in love with him, they're in love with him, they have strong feelings. And you said, I appreciate you. You shit the bed. Everybody repeat after me. You shit the bed. That's it. That's it. My first merch is going to be like, Maria, you shit the bed. So there we go. So heading into next week, it's Daisy, Kelsey, and Rachel. I'm thinking the final two is going to be Daisy and Kelsey. And they're showing that somebody slips a note under the door saying, like, we got to talk. It is either going to be Daisy, or it's going to be Daisy, or it's going to be Rachel. Listen, I'm going to tell you, the more and more this goes on, the more and more I'm like, listen, is Daisy the one that leaves him? That breaks our poor little baby angel Joey's heart? Okay, so in the comments, let me know if you watched, let me know what you thought. What are your predictions? Also, nobody told you yet today. I love you. You're loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, positivity, and all that good stuff so it comes back at you. Please take care of one another. And number one, please be aware of your surroundings. And number two, stay safe. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow for a recap and rant about, maybe nothing. No, there'll be something tomorrow. Okay.